Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Travels with Monkey Boy. This is day 2 of our Seychelles adventure. So I've been to a lot of islands, but never one of the islands with an inter-island ferry service. I guess sort of Hawaii has that, but it's inter-island airplane. This was a ferry system. Greece has a very good one, I'm told, but I've only been on one island in Greece, so never took advantage. Seychelles has a very nice ferry system. Mostly it's between the three largest islands, Mahi, Praslin, and Ladik. There are 115 islands in the Seychelles, though this is a bit arbitrary. According to Seychelles law, a series of rocks with 5 trees on it is an island. A series of rocks with 4 trees on it is not an island. So a big storm can really affect island prestige. Of the islands, a third are granite islands, which are very old, feature jungles and mountains, and which I talked about quite a bit yesterday. The other 2/3 are atolls, which are islands made from coral. Almost none of the islands have people on them. We only visited the 3 big granite islands, though my heart was dreaming of El Debra Island, which is 1,000 kilometers away from Mahi, is home to 10,000 giant tortoises, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and is almost impossible to visit. It's a coral atoll that is so large that the mountainous islands of Mahi would fit in its lagoon. Anyway, another lifetime, I guess, since it would have cost $14,000 for Danielle and I to fly to the closest airport. Then we'd have to get permission to visit the island and charter a boat. That's Kuwaiti money. That's not Mr. Dan money. The ferry system between Mahi and Praslin has three fast ferries a day. It costs about $75 each way to get to Praslin. Praslin is also a granite atoll, but only half the size of Mahi, 30 square miles versus 60 square miles. And again, 30 square miles, 5 miles across, 6 miles up and down is 30 square miles. So it's really pretty little. We left at 11 a.m. as we didn't want to leave the Manga House. We took a morning snorkel, had a delicious free breakfast, and it took a little more than an hour to make the crossing. 2 hours if you count check-in and check-out time. The sea was moderately rough, and many of our fellow passengers in monkey class were puking. Danielle survived barely. Seasickness never bothered me. On arrival in Praslin, we had a driver waiting for us for the 20-minute drive to Côte d'Ivoire, Gold Coast Beach, Côte d'Ivoire, I guess. It was a small community of a few hundred, only 10,000 people in all of Praslin, which, as I remind you, means about 1,000 of them were heroin addicts. From here, our driver had called our hotel and told them we had arrived, and they said a small fishing boat close to the beach where we had to wade through the water and climb onto the boat and get to our final destination. J'avais Suri realize. Okay, don't correct my French. I don't speak French. Which, as close as I could figure out, is Bat Transit Island. There are only 5 rooms on Bat Island. The island was small. I could go to the top point at the center of the island and probably kick a football off the island in any direction, though that would have been a weird thing to do, so I didn't try. All the rooms were freestanding apartments. We had the master suite called the Pirate Room. I found this on Airbnb. Praslin and Ladik Island have 2 kinds of accommodation, spectacular and Roach Motel. This place was 2/3 of the way to spectacular and a bargain at $400 a night. I know, crazy stupid, but the 2 hotels coming and going were free. And how can you go to paradise and end your day in a Roach Motel? It was Danielle's birthday and our anniversary, so I thought I would splurge. The rest of the day was just spent relaxing in paradise. So take a look at the pictures. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. Here we go. Oh, let's go to the map first, right? Hold on. And there we go. Once again, here's the Seychelles Islands in the Indian Ocean. about 1,000 kilometers off the coast of Africa. Here's our old friend Madagascar down here. The atoll, the El Dabra atoll is right about there. And as you can see, look at how massive Madagascar is. And then we are just on the little tiny. Here's Mahi, the biggest island of the chain. As I said, we stayed in Mahi House, had to come around here to get to the port. And we take the hour ferry over to Praslin Island. And then we took it over to the Gold Beach. And I zoom in here. It's a nice little restaurants here, bank machine and the like. And this was the island that we stayed on. Let me zoom in for you here. This big area in the middle, that was the restaurant and offices and stuff. Our building was off here to the side. Okay. And let's take a look at, here's the pictures. So here are Danielle and I on the Inner Island Ferry. This is what the ferry boats look like. Ours was pretty much the same. They come and go. Lots of these cool fruit bats all around the island. And we found as many of these fellows as we saw the bats. These pretty white birds are called fairy terns. The skies were filled with fairy terns and black fruit bats, the giant black fruit bats. So it was really magical. The bats would fly back and forth between the mainland. They would go to the mainland to find the mangoes, and then during the day, and then come back at night to hang out in the trees and scare the people staying in the hotel. This is how we would get to our island. We got two free trips a day. A little bit annoying because our feet would always get wet, but what am I talking about? Paradise with wet feet is basically what it was. Here's the guy carrying our suitcases out to the fishing boat, and then they would just run us over here and tote our bags up to our hotel room. This is the room with the beautiful teak wood all around. The room ceiling was probably 20 feet high. So this place was somebody's house 50 years ago before air conditioning. You had to really high. It was always hot and very muggy in the Seychelles. Mid 80s every day with the equivalent humidity, and it would rain and then it would get hot again. So the room was frequently quite hot. It was hard for the air conditioning to get it to a comfortable temperature for us, but it was fine. And cute towels there, whatever. Here's our back porch view. So when it got hot outside, we just first day or the second day, I guess, we were just sitting out here and we would read our books and just feel the breeze from the Indian Ocean and see the beautiful sights. And we could just walk down the stairs and swim with the fish at any point we wanted. This is lower tide. At high time, it was pretty, as you could see, the water would get up to this level at high tide. It was a little bit nerve-wracking to walk down because the waves were pretty strong and getting smashed against these boulders. And I should quiz you what kind they are. These are granite boulders. The fairy tern babies did not live in nests. So the mother fairy tern would just lay its egg on the crook of a tree branch and then just fly off. And then it waited till it was hatched and the baby bird would come out and then just hold on. Mom would come and feed it. We saw this mama coming and feeding her baby quite a bit. The restaurant was really amazing considering there were only 5 rooms and the views were amazing from the restaurant. And that's it. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully more for you tomorrow.